Hello and welcome back to the Cannes Parallel Challenge. My name is Arno.
And my name is Matt, and today we're going to be talking about Sean Baker's films Takeout and Anora. Let's talk about Sean Baker. He is an American filmmaker who, having directed 8 feature films, has become one of the most recognizable names in American independent cinema. His approach to filmmaking focuses on life in the margins, following people like undocumented immigrants, sex workers, addicts, and the unhoused. The films can often be quite explicit in their depiction of the characters' lives, and Baker's films usually have a very witty sense of observational humor, specifically in Tangerine and Red Rocket, which are full-on comedies. My personal favorite of his films is The Florida Project, which I find to be a deeply profound and human piece of art, and I count it as one of my favorite films of all time. And we are choosing Takeout to watch as our parallel film to Anora.
So Takeout came out in 2004, so it's already been 20 years. He co-directed this film with Shi Ching-soo, a reoccurring producer of his films going forward. And so Takeout follows an illegal Chinese immigrant delivery biker for a day as he makes up the money he owes to debt collectors throughout his workday. The film is made with very little money. It is very much an independent, almost no budget film shot on a mini DV camera, as were popular at the time, especially with the Dogma 95 movement, and uses many non-actors and real locations.
Specifically non-actors found on Craigslist.
And so Matt, how does this compare to his other films?
Well, I will say when I first started watching Sean Baker, I wasn't a huge fan of his style. I found it to be a bit grating at times. The first one I watched was Tangerine, which I hated on a first watch, but I felt like I got it when I watched The Florida Project. With Takeout, I have a few of those problems that I've had with some of Baker's earlier work, which is that I find a lot of the moments to be a little bit weightless, a little bit slight, and the focus on capturing the little moments at times didn't really work for me. It felt uncinematic, which is purposeful, but a lot of the time I'm wondering, why am I watching this moment? And I also find many of the characters to be a bit grating to watch.
That's unfortunate that you feel that way, because I love this film. I think it's really a big surprise for me. The way the film is shot and edited in order to get a flow of the way the day is going is just so well done. But Sean Baker knows also when to hold on the right moments, what to show. He's interested in seeing the city. He's interested to see how things flow, how the money flows, how the food flows. You know, when you have that friend that just like cannot stop talking, I love that you have that character here. But you have that moment where he's telling him, hey, you want to make more money, you want to make more tips, just do the smile and do the Chinese thank you very much. They are inherently aware of the casual racism they face, but they're also going to help each other and try to make a little bit more money together, even though he doesn't take his advice. I also love that it seems like the film will play out like this cruel joke. Like most of the film is just seeing this character work his ass off, making delivery after delivery, getting as much money as he can to try to pay off these loan sharks. And at the end, you just see him get mugged and lose all that money. But ultimately, the film's ending isn't as miserable as it could have been.
I will say that although a lot of the form of the movie didn't work for me, something I really respected is the takedown of the American dream. It's exposing how the American dream incentivizes people to leave their home countries to search for a better life in America. And when they come to America, they're gonna be in debt, especially if they're coming undocumented, and he's working in a terrible job, being verbally abused by customers and by managers, working non-stop hours, and all of it is just for nothing anyways, because he ends exactly where he starts.
Sean Baker's sense of humor does start to show up in this film as well. You get some of these great cuts like, shoot, we have this delivery from this recurrent bitchy customer, and you just like hard cut, is there extra duck sauce? Sean Baker knows that he's dealing with this very repetitive tasks, but he knows exactly, okay, with this situation, we're gonna see you walk up the stairs, but for this next situation, it'll be better for the film that we just cut to the door immediately. You have this scene where you just start start at the door of the customer, which makes you think, okay, this interaction's already been going, it's gonna be done very soon. But then you hear the customer call back, hey, 1 second, I ordered beef, not chicken. And the interaction keeps going. It kind of keeps you on your toes. You also have the last 15, 20 minutes or so where you have this intercutting between nothing happening at the restaurant, but then our character who has to do this final delivery, and you just know that something's off. So, you have a lot of things going on cinematically, even if it is very much inspired by other contemporary works at the time.
What we know about Anora so far, it is a comedy about the lives of sex workers in New York State. And it stars Mikey Madison and Ivy Wolk. But something that we can take from Takeout and apply to Anora is Baker's commitment to showing the reality of life on the margins. But what most interests me about this project is that the cinematographer is Drew Daniels, who shot Waves and also shot Red Rocket.
American films struggle to get recognition at Cannes. Red Rocket was snubbed in 2021. For example. Anora coming out in June gives me big Crimes of the Future flashbacks, especially this being Neon distributing. If Mikey Madison is really that great, I think she could have a shot in actress, but at the moment, I don't see this film getting any prizes.
But I don't think it needs to win a Cannes prize to be a success.
For sure, and either way, I think it's really fun to see a true American indie in the Cannes competition. In the next episode, we plunge into the world of Christophe Honoré with Sorry Angel and into Chiara Mastroianni's in Marcello Mio.
So come take this journey into film history with us.